Bien, un aplauso para los movimientos.
And we are, well, at least I am, a sexy mother plucker. What's going on, guys and gals? Guys and gals, I have been exchanging text with a few friends up in Washington, D.C. right now. FYI, I now have a friend in one of the senator's offices. I did not know she watched the show. Shout out to you. Apparently, we got a lot of crypto people heading to Washington today. This includes Michael Saylor and hey Hyde, who's the creator of Cardano again? Charles Hodgkinson, and quite a few other friends of mine that will be there. And apparently, from what I've heard, and the lady who works in the office of the senator that is helping us so much, she's a lovely lady. I think you can guess who the senator is. They're going full force. They want this law. And what law I'm talking about is the Strategic Reserve Law. They want it done before January 1. Now, from the friends I've talked to, who actually, two of them will actually be in Washington, D.C. in this meeting, they're not just going to accumulate, as in, hey, we're going to take it for taxes. Watch for that. They will be accepting it in many different ways. And they will be, this is probably the biggest thing that no one's really looked at yet. They are going to be partnering with American mining companies. By the way, did I happen to mention we're launching a mining company? Oh yeah, me and my organization and our group, we are launching a Bitcoin mining company. We are going to have locations all over the world, but majority in America, probably majority in Florida, Texas, and a few other low energy states. The federal government is going to partner, and I do mean partner, where they own a percentage of the company. Don't think I'm not gonna get in on that bandwagon, because they are going to offer grants. In fact, they already offer grants for mining. Some of you may not know that. They do. That's actually part of the big, beautiful bill. and other legislation. Trump and the Trump leadership in Washington, they literally, and these are the exact words I was told, they want the largest percentage of the hash rate in America. Do you know how much just went? Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm back. Awesome. Sorry about that, guys. I'm on the road. As you can see, I'm in the RV on my way up to Massachusetts. We have an event this weekend. And what I'm basically saying is this, guys. The U.S. government is doing exactly what they did in the late 60s and early 70s and mid 70s and also mid 80s. Well, for a long time, they wanted America to produce the most oil of any country in the world. Now, we had to play catch up because there was a lot of oil companies in the Middle East. But, guys, that's right. That's why Trump says this is the new oil. The Bitcoin is the new oil. In fact, was it Eric Trump? One of the Trump boys was on MSNBC this morning, and he just laid it out. He said, this is the biggest opportunity we've ever had. And when he said we've, that he's actually talking about humanity and America. He has said on many lectures, America needs to lead the production of the Bitcoin. Now, mind you, guys, the hash rate just hit like 100 quadrillion or whatever the fuck number that is, hash rate, terabytes per second or something. It's some outrageous number of hashes. It's just incredible. Network growth precedes price growth. Let me explain. When you set up a company, any network, that's what a company is. A company is a network set up for monetary or physical services. That's what a company is. It's a cooperative for money company. No, that doesn't really mean that, but it sounds funny. All right. It's a network. The reason that we have large corporations, look at Apple. What are they really? They're a huge network. Look at Google. Which, by the way, Google just announced this morning a partnership with Coinbase that their AI is going to be using Coinbase and cryptocurrencies as exchange of values between their AI agents. No shit? Huh. I wish I knew of a project that was actually partnered with Google. Oh, wait a second. That'd be Hypercycle. Just saying. Everyone acts. You know what I mean. Everyone portrays as we're at the pinnacle. We're at the pinnacle of crypto. Guys, we ain't even in the front door. We're waiting on the elevator. We're so early in this. Why do you think I'm launching a mining company? Why do you think I'm not going to call us a corporation. No. My organization, number one, we aren't a corporation. That's not how we're legally structured. We're a PMA, private membership association. We're so early that an organization like mine can launch a mining company, and we will wind up actually being through partnerships with hedge funds and other entities and the federal government. We will wind up actually being one of the major miners in America. And you say, Bitcoin Ben, how the flying fudge can that be? Well, I also recently bought a credit union in El Salvador. I want you guys to see what I'm building. And FYI, my company is also getting involved in energy production. My handsome CEO, Jay, explained it as a pyramid. Now, the pyramid of organization is we own a bank. We will own mining. We have our clubs. We have our loan programs. We have our lending programs. We have all of these we are building. And he literally said, hey, Ben, we need to own energy production facilities. Okay. So now we are looking into, I think he's looking into like natural gas, solar in certain areas where it is applicable, and nuclear. Guys, you know how crazy I'm going to go the day I officially own I think it's called a level 4 nuclear reactor. The moment I own a nuclear reactor, Jesus will come down from heaven and go, okay, shit's got out of hand. You guys let this ex-truck driver get a fucking nuclear reactor to power a Bitcoin mining facility? Shit's gone crazy. But that's where we're going, guys. Is it a level 4 or is it a phase 4 nuclear reactor? They're smaller. They're smaller and very safe. I mean, literally extremely safe. One of those can actually power, I'm trying to remember the number. I watched it on the All In podcast yesterday with the director of the energy department, which, hey, shout out to the All In podcast guys. And if you guys have extra time, look on their YouTube channel and look for their interview with the head of the energy department of America. That interview will give you an idea of why Bitcoin Ben, what should I call it? Bitcoin Ben nukes? Probably shouldn't. Let's call it meltdown. No, maybe not meltdown. That'd be bad. I don't know. You'll understand why I'm looking into actually getting into the energy sector. All right. Let me give you an example. All right. a $14,000 investment in nuclear provides a $2 million return. Enough said? Enough said. You know why? Because nuclear, the amount of energy produced per dollar spent is outrageous, right? I think it's $14,000 of energy grade petroleum will produce $2 million worth of energy. Now, hopefully you'll see my bigger picture here. $2 million of investment in mining the Bitcoin off of nuclear will produce one Bitcoin at approximately $28,000 to $34,000 per Bitcoin. So the price of the Bitcoin, let's say it's 115 or whatever the hell it's at right now. You can produce something worth $115,000 for $30,000. So what I want you to really wrap your heads around is you invest $14,000 in the material. That generates $2 million worth of energy. That $2 million then produces approximately $10 million worth of Bitcoin. So a $14,000 energy investment produces approximately $10 million at today's prices worth of Bitcoin. Now, mind you, you have to actually have the facility or have the Generation 4 nuclear reactor. Those run, I want to say they're about $4 million each. So a $4 million investment will get you a $10 million return at today's prices. And it's mining Bitcoin. Yeah. That's like having an acre of ground that produces 3 acres of ground. It's creating the land of the future, the value of the future. Hey guys, I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm kind of an all-in kind of guy. If I'm going to play the game, I'm going to play the game to win. And what is winning? What is winning? Hey, Bitcoin Ben, what is winning to you? Winning is making American average Joes and Janes wealthy. That's it. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. So I hear people say, how do you make America great again? Well, what you do is you partner up with a bunch of big companies and you help the big companies and the wealthy people get wealthier. Nah. You know how you make America great again? Is you make the average person, not somebody who's friggin' making millions of dollars a year. I'm actually talking about the average person who's making about $60 to $70 to $80,000 a year. Make that person financially stable and growing. Make them feel happy about their future. Let them see, we have so many corporations out there that are going for the big money. Oh man, I'm going to get me some big hedge fund, which don't get me wrong, we are going to partner with hedge funds and all that other stuff. But I'm allocating a portion of each of my companies for average investors. And I said average, not accredited investors. If you're an accredited investor, you're probably not worried about rent. You're not going to the grocery store flipping the fuck out that eggs, which prices have dropped, thank God. Thank God for the chickens. Oh, and the cocks. So, how you make America great again is exactly what happened in the 1950s, where the average Joe, average Jane could work one job 8 hours a day with a sprinkle of overtime when they offered it, so you can have a little bit better vacation each year. Their wages rose in real terms, not inflation. Like, wow, I just got a $10,000 a year raise. But inflation makes everything else $12,000 more expensive per year. That's not wage growth. That's suicide. I want the average Joes, the average Janes. Oh, and tomorrow I will actually be on Simply Bitcoin with my boy Nico and his boys. Actually talked about Bitcoin and what we got going with the mining, the bank, the loans, everything. Because, guys, my goal is to make America great again. But in this cycle, this is what's so different. In this cycle, we make America great again by helping the world get great again. Because we're in a world now where everything's connected. India is connected to America. Russia is connected to America. China is connected to America. Where we go one, we go all. And when I say all, I mean every mother plucker on this planet. And what I want for my fellow average truck driver Americans is this. I want the opportunity for us, the little guys, because the future is not labor. We are replacing labor. See, you all know I am anti-communist, right? But I am not anti-global free market. And when I say free market, I don't mean no exchange of tariffs. That's not what I mean by free market. What I mean by free market is you're free to trade with whoever you choose. You're free to shop wherever you choose. That's what I mean by free market. In a world of free market, where we are going, guys, and this is a big sentence, so listen closely. Over the next 20 years, global GDP will actually be measured in the Bitcoin. Because once we run out of fiat to eat, because that's exactly what Bitcoin does. It eats fiat. That's its job right now. But with some corporations and some organizations, they're leaving out the fiat. Right? Here's a great example. PayPal just announced that you and 480 million people and entities can now pay each other in Bitcoin on their platform. PayPal has a lot of point of sales. I know a lot of companies who use PayPal as a point of sale. That means you can pay with Bitcoin using PayPal. At Steak and Shake, you can pay for your food in Bitcoin. Now, a lot of people say, well, why would I want to pay in Bitcoin? Because it's adding to the value of the network which increases the value of your HODL bags. Because yes, it is a store of value, absolutely, but it's also an exchange of value. That's where this is all going, folks. And whether or not America or China or whoever else, whatever country, no matter what they do, because of the systems that they operate, their systems inefficiencies actually make cryptos the most attractive option for exchanging value. Right? If I had your public address, I could send you $10 worth of Bitcoin right now. I ain't got to call a bank. I ain't got to do jack diddly shit. And it doesn't have to run through a credit card on an app that charges you a credit card fee and all this other bullshit. And it's an asset. That's the difference. We're moving into a completely different paradigm shift. This is how huge this is, guys. We are entering into an adoption rate and a usage rate of the Bitcoin and other cryptos that is larger than the rollout of the petrodollar, larger than the rollout of the internet, larger than the rollout of mobile phones. All of them. Those were the waves. Those were the technological waves. PCs, private computers. I'm saying private. Yeah, right. Like personal computers. That's nothing compared to this rate of adoption. And what I fear is what I think I said it yesterday. I fear, because it happens in every currency change, every time. The wealthy, they go out and they purchase the good money or exchange for the good money. And they sell the bad money to get the new money. That's the adoption. But then it reaches a point where some of the early adopters of the new currency sell to get the old currency. And that's how poor and middle class always get screwed. Right? Everyone's sitting there like, oh, the stock market's up, the stock market. Do you know what the insiders call the stock market? They call that the dumb money. That's the dumb money. Because that's hedge funds, that's like 401ks, that's the generic market. What about round A? What about seed rounds? All right. What my private key capital, what we're going to set up is where average people and hedge funds can actually get involved with seed funds. Guys, I wish I could relate and really represent how big this is all getting. It is massive. It's like like everyone watching this show, you're a pilgrim, you're a Puritan landing on Plymouth Rock, like I said yesterday. We're just now setting up camp in Jonestown. That's how early we are. That's how early we are in this adoption. This is huge. And you guys own the property, which is the Bitcoin. We are the future global system. And I say we. There's a reason I don't say Bitcoin, right? It's just the tool we are using to create the new system. That's it. All right. The Bitcoin is the tools we are using to create the new America. All right. The Bitcoin is the saw that cuts down the tree that lets us actually build the house. Other cryptos are screwdrivers. Other cryptos are roads. Other cryptos are electricity lines. Other cryptos are all these other tools that the new system is going to need. Because, guys, I don't know if you know or not, Elon Musk says we're going to be on Mars in like 4 years. 4. I don't know if you realize this, but there's an active plan right now to set up, which there's actually bases already on the moon, but they're saying we need a hub on the moon. Oh, really? Because if you look at the dark side of the moon, which unfortunately you can't, but you can see. No, never mind. Side note, what I'm saying, all right, they just proved, and this is wild, and you should see what this means. They just proved that a transaction on the Bitcoin network would work on Mars. Why the hell are they testing for that? Why are they testing if the Bitcoin network transaction would be capable of reaching Mars? future, because we're at a point, guys, where AI, whether we like it or not, AI is a thing, and that thing is going to revolutionize the world. The idea of calling up or reaching out or plans. All right. This is your future. Hang on a sec. Oh, hey. Thank you. Hey, AI, which I'm actually going to name my AI asshole. Hey, asshole. Make me a reservation at blah, blah, blah for 6 o'clock this evening. Make it a reservation for 6 o'clock or as close to 6 o'clock as possible. Thank you. Voila. That motherfucker, your assistant, your AI is going to get a hold of the restaurant or reach out to their AI, which is coming. And hey, reservation at 6 for 5 people, fucking Bitcoin Ben guy. That's it. Then, hey, asshole. Yeah, I want to take a trip to El Salvador, October 15th, and I want to return on the 20th. Hook me up with the same hotel as last time, and let all of my C team at my company know that we are going on this trip. All right, thanks. Bye. Boom. They'll set up the airline. Your AI is basically your little bitch. Maybe that's a better name, little bitch. Oh, I'm going to have fun with this. All right, and we're rolling out robots. Guys, Elon Musk he basically said within 2 years we'll have 1 million robots. And that's just Elon's robots. That doesn't include what China's got going on. Guys, have you seen what China's, like their robotics? Damn. We're in for such a revolution. We're in for such a change of the world. In the next, and I'm not even going to say 10 years, I'll say 5 years. In the next 5 years, let's say that, let's say you went to sleep today and for some reason you woke up in 5 years. You're going to walk outside and you're going to think, what the flying fuck is this? Guys, there are companies that are launching Uber-like drones. See, Tesla will have robotaxi. And did you see the prices of robotaxi? Dude, I saw a thing in Dallas where using Uber, it would have ran them like $11 and some change for a ride. It wasn't that far of a ride. Using robotaxi, it was $2 and some change. Because there ain't nobody in that mother plucker. You're basically getting a ride from R2D2. $2. Guys, this is actually something else I want to talk about. What a lot of people don't tell you, and you have to factor this in. We're about to shift from an inflationary economy into a deflationary economy. Big time. What I mean is your savings in the future will be worth more. Even if you don't use Bitcoin. I know a lot of Bitcoiners don't like to hear that, but it's true. This age of adoption of AI and robotics. Guys, there are warehouses and factories right now here in America and over in China that I think they call them no light operations or whatever they're called, like dark warehouses. They don't have lights on. They don't need lights because everything's ran by robotics. Robotics don't need light to see what the fuck they're doing. We're going to have so much deflation in so many products, in so many. Guys, just a heads up, we're at the peak of auto prices. Yep, we're at the peak of auto prices. Because, why? Hey, Ben, why will the price of automobiles never go up again? Because the demand will go down. Most of the younger people I know, they could give 2 fucks about owning a car. They would much rather have an Uber or a robo-taxi, swing over, pick them up, drop them off. When I'm done, swing back up. It's valet plus some. Because you don't have to park that bitch. You don't have to pay for parking. And that's something else a lot of people ain't looking at. Do you know how many parking lots are in New York? Do you know how this is going to affect parking lots? If everyone's getting dropped off by fucking robo-taxi, yeah, fuck your parking fees. What if it's less to take a robo-taxi than it is to park? Because I don't know about you. I don't even know of a road that you can park on for $2 in a large area city where you have road parking, where you have, like New York. It ain't $2 unless you want to sit there for like 15 minutes. So we have such a shift actually going on right now. And not a problem, a situation we have is that no one is ready for this. I'm not ready for this. And when I say ready, I don't really mean ready. No one really recognizes how big of a shift we're about to go into. And this is me saying myself, I know this shift is going to be bigger than anything I've even thought of. We are going into, and I've told you guys this before, and I have confirmation on this, folks. We've all heard of universal basic income, right? Yeah. Modern monetary theory, universal basic income. We'll have something like that, but it will be universal Bitcoin income. Because how it's working out, these electrical co-ops will run a bunch of Bitcoin miners, and the community will own it. This is how they're replacing local taxes, folks. This is how they're replacing federal taxes. Trump, and I have this confirmed, Trump is setting up a structure like Alaska has, that everyone in Alaska, every resident of Alaska gets a check once or twice a year for their oil money, because it's a natural resource. And in Alaska, the residents of Alaska receive a percentage of the profits that Alaska makes off of oil revenue. That's what Trump is setting up with Bitcoin. Guys, we really do not have an energy problem. I know a lot of people are going to freak out and go, no, we need so much more energy, which we do. Right? But we need energy optimization. That's what we need more than just a bunch of useless energy plants, because our issue is not energy. It's the time where it is peak usage is our problem. We need to raise the whole. That's it. Right? At midnight, no one's like, oh shit, we don't have enough electricity. No, it's at 1, 2, 3, 6 o'clock at night when everyone's actually getting home from work and switching on their AC and fucking flipping on the tube and hitting lights and shit. Those are peak usage times. The rest of the day, fuck, we're golden energy-wise. But because we have the peak, that's the problem. Because the energy companies make most of their profits during the peak. That's it. Because the rest of the unused, because remember, they have to hold their levels at the peak. They cannot hold their energy production down and then ramp it up for peak. No, when needed, you must be able, you actually must be producing more energy than the peak of the demand. The problem is, whenever they aren't producing as much energy, it isn't, there's no monetization of that energy, right? There's several terms for it. Line loss. There was another term I heard, but we lose energy. Here, do you want to know how bad we lose more than we use? What? Yeah, we lose more energy than we use. Well, Ben, how can that be? The average electric company is 47 point whatever efficient. That means they're 52 point whatever inefficient, non-profitable, non-profit. That's a bad model, but necessary because they switched it into a utility. So the government has subsidized the utilities. The Bitcoin gets rid of the necessity for the subsidy. Because what they can do now, using Bitcoin. Mark my words, folks. I see it in action over in Dubai. I see it in action in areas of Texas where they're running 100%. They're running 100% capacity, 24 hours a day, because they're mining the Bitcoin with the hours that are off peak. So they're replacing the government subsidy with a model that is profitable. And do you know what happens when an energy company is 100% optimized? Your energy goes down by at least half. Your price of energy. Because remember, they're utilities. They're only allowed to make a certain percentage profit. That's why we've all heard, United Energy Council approves blah, blah, blah rate increase for St. Louis Ameren Electric. Yeah, they have to ask if they can raise prices. Hey, is it okay if we raise prices? We're about to go fucking broke. Yeah, add on an extra 1 penny per kilowatt. Thanks. They don't need that when they're mining Bitcoin. Because what they do is they just run the miners. And something else everyone needs to pay attention to is these Series 4 or whatever, these phase 4 nuclear reactors. They're going to decentralize the energy grid. Let's say you live in 100-house neighborhood or a subdivision, whatever you want to call it. 100-house subdivision can be ran off of 2 of these little nuclear plants. No, I'm sorry, 1. Holy shit, one of these phase 4 nuclear plants, and they're not plants. They're literally like, they look like a refrigerator set on its side. That's what they look like. They're not big. These are going to go everywhere, guys. The energy grid is going to be decentralized. And gradually, we won't need these huge power plants. Won't need them. Now, is that right away? No. That's probably 20, 30 years out. This is such a big deal. This is such a big deal. And what is the biggest deal of all of this? The Bitcoin, cryptos, especially Bitcoin. Because for the first time in human history, we are directly monetizing energy. Think about that. Even with the Federal Reserve, they have to print money. They have to hop on their little computers and create a devaluating dollar. For the first time in human history, we can exchange energy directly into a monetary unit that is capped at supply. What that means is that producing the Bitcoin, mining the Bitcoin, is the future of creating money. Because we have hit the point where energy, pure energy, is worth more than oil. The oil market's going to tank, guys. I hate to tell you, the oil market's fucked. Now, is it fucked right now? No. But if you look at the price of oil and you inflation adjust it, oil has been flat. It's been going down. See, the only reason oil prices look stable is because the dollar is losing value as the utility of oil loses its use case or usage. Why do you think we're producing less oil now than we did in the 1990s? Look it up. We produced more oil in all over the world in the 90s and early 2000s than we produce and use now. The reason that oil is at 60 or whatever the fuck it's at right now, it has been hovering around 60 since it went to 0 and below. Remember a few years ago when oil actually dropped below 0? The oil companies were paying people to hold oil. Oil went to negative. And that was the collapse of the oil. That was the reset. That was everyone realizing, yeah, we're fucked. Because we had overproduced. And now we're switching away from oil and moving to natural gas. A lot. Like I said, if you go to sleep tonight and you wake up in 5 years, you're gonna think you're on another planet. Yeah. See, what a lot of people don't realize is this is such a huge shift that always a new amazing something every week. If you're watching the progress of AI, every week you're like, son of a bitch. 6 months ago, they told me they wouldn't have this for 3 years, and they had it in 6 months. That's what everyone's really starting to wrap their heads around is, hey guys, this is moving faster than even the people producing these robots and AIs. Have you seen the latest video of Optimus from Tesla, the gold one? It dances like Michael Jackson, and it isn't choppy. It's fluid. It looks, it's a great joke. If you actually painted that robot white and put a black or a red leather jacket with zippers on it, it would look like Michael Jackson. These things are so fluid. These things, and they said it It was this. And I'm back. All right, guys and gals, I got to wrap this up. All right. Yeah. Hey, Bobby. Yeah. Oil went to negative 38. That means, hey, guys, I need you to hold this oil. I'll pay you $38 a barrel to just hold this. How's that sound? That's fucked up. All right, guys and gals, everyone have a great day. And please, 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 please give us a call, 941-413-8080. Give us a call. We can help you get a loan to, to purchase Bitcoin. We can help you refinance your house and get Bitcoin. Remember, no KYC, private transaction. All right. And if you just want to actually buy over $5,000 worth of Bitcoin and you want a peer-to-peer transaction, I'm not going to call it KYC. I'm going to call it KYA. Cover your ass. So we offer KYA purchases. Cover your assets. Purchases. Peer-to-peer. God, I love this country. I love this world. I love this life. Guys, give us a call. Jump on board. 941-413-8080. Everyone have a great day. I absolutely adore all of you except that guy right there with the red hat on. I don't know what that is. That doesn't say make America great again. What is that red hat? Get yourself a new red hat. All right. I love you guys. El Salvador.
Bien, un aplauso para los movimientos.
Love.